Here are the moments I think you should know about from episode 38 of Beyond the Gates. But first, look at where I am. Just look. Okay, I'm not going to do the recap out here because I don't want to do it and the sun's really bright, but it's so pretty. Okay, it would be very pretty if it was lush and green, but believe me, I'm looking at it now and it is very, very pretty despite it being brown. Anyway, today we learn why Joey is involved with Vanessa and Doug, and that's because he wants to launder money through her real estate firm, which makes so much sense. You know, he has dirty money, but he wants to clean it, and not with Tide. He wants to clean it in a way that no one would notice, and so that's why he is getting involved with Doug. And I mean, he went as so far as to show up to the hospital where Doug was being treated. And I'm like, okay, where's the security in this hospital? Because first you have Lulu running around the hospital. Then you've got Joey showing up and confronting Doug and saying, we have a problem. And that's the cliffhanger that we ended on. Doug rebuffed his friend Randy whenever he called and said, you got to get back to the tables. Because I feel like he thinks he's done with gambling, but Joey is making sure that is not going to happen. And he just broke his hand. Apparently he lost a patient who had a lot of comorbidities, according to Shanice, and didn't get treatment in the right amount of time. But he was like freaking out at the nurse's station, and he slaps his one of his hand. I think it's left hand. He slaps his left hand on the desk, and oh my gosh, I'll take these off. He slaps his left hand on the desk and breaks it. So now he can't perform surgeries, and so he may have to go back to the tables to make more money. But again, we know why he wants him in debt, because he explained this. Joey explained this to Randy, that he wants Doug to get Vanessa involved, and that's why he is messing with them. So hopefully Vanessa's friend, the psychiatrist, Nicole, can talk her out of this relationship and get them away from Joey before something crazy happens. I really enjoyed their scenes together. You know, we were told that they were best friends, but in the very beginning, there was a lot of Danny and Vanessa together. But it was really cool seeing scenes between Nicole and Vanessa, and Nicole basically saying, you're attracted to power, like, I get it, I'm not judging you, but also you don't need to be around this guy because he's bad news. Other big things, which I've been saying this from the beginning, bring Danny into this new thing with Kat and Chelsea. It just makes so much sense. You know, the way they speak of Danny is that she was this well-regarded model, and she would be calling up her former model bestie / competitors and saying, support my daughter's purse line. Kat wants to bring her on as the chief of marketing, and her daughter Chelsea is like, I don't know about that, because she does not want her mom bossing her around again. But Kat knows, you bring in Danny Dupree and people are going to want to come flock to this. So they decide that yes, Danny should come. Also, I love the scenes between Danny and her friend Pamela. And Pamela comes to her and says, we got to start a modeling agency. And I think it should be Curtis Dupree, because the syntax, I think that's a sentence. It just flows better. I mean, it's alphabetical, but I feel like there's like a reason why Curtis Dupree sounds better than Dupree Curtis. But Danny wants top billing because she is Danny Dupree. Also, Pamela stopped Danny from drinking, which he was trying to drink before Pamela got there. She tried to drink right after Pamela got there, or right after Pamela left. But she got a phone call from Naomi, who had just spent a good amount of time with her grandmother, Anita, who I think I mentioned this in recaps back. Anita misses being in the spotlight. She misses performing on stage. And the way she described, you know, whenever you're on stage, whether you're, I mean, for her, it's singing, but like the band, you know, being in that moment where the music that you're performing is never going to be performed like that again. She described it so beautifully. I'm a musician myself, and I do miss that. I do miss performing more. Whenever I was in my undergrad and graduate degree programs, I performed like every single day. And now it's, you know, a couple times a year. So I get that. And Naomi is trying to bring her grandmother out of this funk. And I mentioned this in a few episodes prior, older people tend to hide their loneliness, but you have to think, whenever you are a grandparent, okay, so you've lost probably your mom and dad, your aunts and uncles, your cousins who grew up with you, your siblings, some of them who grew up with you. And sure, you have your family, your kids, your grandkids, but that's just not the same as the people who knew you whenever you were an articulate on the stage in your 20s. So this is a problem in society, like a real life problem. And like I said, I love that they bring these problems from the real world into the soap opera, and they make it just seem so real. And I'm so happy for that because, even though I'm a big fan of Days of Our Lives, or I still watch occasionally, they had some crazy storylines. I mean, like, I don't know, Marlena, Mardevil, and then all the crazy double characters, Sammy playing someone else, and Kristen DeMera playing Susan Banks. I love that we are grounded and rooted in reality in this soap opera. And I think that's why it's resonating with so many people. Not just myself, but there are so many doing recaps like this, and I'm just so thankful that there are people supporting it, and there are sponsors who are supporting it, and I plan to keep on doing this until the show is over or until I die. Hopefully it's the latter. Ooh, I don't want to talk about death. Okay. I am at a beautiful lake house with my partner and some of his college friends. So I hope you have a great weekend, because I plan on having a great weekend, enjoying this view just a little bit outside of Seattle. And yeah, if you're ever looking for a place to come to Seattle right now. Like, this is like the peak time to come to Seattle. I mean, if you want to see some snow and mountains, you can as well. The city of Seattle should be paying me to talk about them like this. Regardless, you should come visit, and if you are here, let me know, and I will tell you the places you should go. Okay, how do I end this? I need to figure out how to end these things. On that note, I will see you back here on Monday for my recap of episode 39 of Beyond the Gates.